James, it's been a week since the last game. How's the squad looking? Any fresh absentees for the trip to Wrexham?
No, we're going there with the full squad, if you like, that we knew was available last week. Manny's been training. We're hopeful for tomorrow. Again, as long as there's no reaction today, then he'll be available. So that's added to the selection that we had against Woking. And other than that, obviously the long-term absentees of Asante, Hollis and Clark, obviously they're not available.
Are they still on track with what you thought in terms of timescales, or are any of them ahead of schedule?
Yeah, Asante's a little bit ahead at the moment, which is really positive for us. He's going to go to St George's in the next few weeks just to see or update on making sure everything's okay in terms of now he's starting running and kicking a ball. So he's slightly ahead, which is really positive for us. Clark, obviously, we're looking back end of November still. That's no different on that one. And obviously the Hollis one's a tragedy, really.
You said you needed a bit of time to reflect on the manner of the defeat last week. What were your reflections 1 week on?
Well, obviously a team since I've been here, or our team since I've been here, has played with a high intensity. We've managed to manage games physically as well. So if games turn into that, which the weather probably assisted with, it was a torrential evening in terms of weather. We didn't manage that second half well enough. We knew what was coming. We just needed to get over the first phases of the second half in terms of not giving so many set plays away against a physical side, defending the 18-yard box, and our clearances needed to be longer to give us some breathing space. We didn't give ourselves a chance because it kept coming back. The clearances were short, too many free kicks, etc. And that can happen in this league. They fully deserved the win on the back end of that second half performance. But if reflecting on the first half, in terms of the first half as a whole, we dominated large parts of that first half. And although not really many shots on target, it was a good away performance. And coming in at 1-0 was deserved. So look, we've got to take our medicine. We've had a little chat in the change room in terms of after the game, and a few days later on reflection, we know we didn't meet the standards we want to, performance levels. We've got an opportunity now at Wrexham obviously to put it right.
Does it show how important the physical side of the game is? Because clearly you've got a good group of players that are technically very good and are probably better than other teams in the division. So it shows that physical side of it, you have to be able to match teams throughout the year.
100%. You're never going to get anywhere in the National League if you're not physically up to it. We are, though. We know we are. We are physically up to it. So there's no question. We've proven that in the 9 games so far this season. Okay, 8 out of the 9, 8.5. We've only conceded 9, and obviously scored a healthy amount of goals. So our goal difference is strong as well, which shows that consistency's been there over the 9 games. And from 6th to 1st, to navigate yourself from 6th to 1st, when you get 1 defeat in 9, it can be over dramatised. It's 1 defeat in 9. We go into Wrexham and Southend now, 2 tough away games. We've got to remember at the back end of those 2 games we would have played how many away and how many at home as well. So we're getting the away games in as well. And in the main, our away form has been excellent.
Was kind of the most concerning thing last week, not the defeat itself, but just the manner in which the performance kind of fell away over that last half an hour?
It can happen. Look, it's not, like I just said, it's I know you get your doom mongers out there that think everything's coming down, crashing everything down, every player is not good enough all of a sudden, I'm questioned, etc. But look, if you average out 2 points a game, you're not going to be far away, and at the moment we are averaging that. We are allowed a half off it. It happens at the top level as well. But sometimes what we've got to learn is instead of taking risks in those final minutes, you take your medicine as such. The other team are probably better than you in that second half. You don't make any mistakes and you come away with a point. And we're maturing still as a group. And look, we've come a long way in 11 months. And if results go our way on Tuesday and we get the performance levels we want, we've got a chance of going top of the league, and that's not a bad place to be.
I mean, it has been a hallmark of your reign so far, James, that when you have had a little setback, you have managed to respond pretty quickly. And I suppose that if you are going for automatic promotion and trying to be right at the top end of the division, then avoiding back-to-back defeats and little runs is going to be key to that.
Yeah, and also having a level of flatlining your mindset in terms of, look, we've won plenty of games and we're trying to keep our feet on the floor. Obviously, we've had a couple of times where we've gone top of the league this year already. We jumped from 22nd to 6th last year, and it's about keeping consistent performance levels, and the results will take care of themselves. And obviously, a long line with that is making sure you're not too low when you don't play perhaps how you want to play. So, look, we want a response. We need to get back to our principles of play in and out of possession, and the start against Wrexham is massive.
One of the big pluses from the game last week was the goal from Saidu Khan. I know you talked a little after the game about it. It's 2 in 7 for him now. Are you pleased with his contribution, what you're seeing this year, both in terms of the goals and everything else?
Yeah, I am pleased. It's still a case of finding little bits of his game where we can improve. Same as Cabs and same as Calvin. We brought those players in because they're all development players. If you look at their age as well, we still can get quite a little bit more out of them. So there's a lot of work going on in the training, and also to ensure that they fit into how we want to play, but without taking too much away from their weapons as well and what they've got and their freedom and their talent. So got to find a balance there. I still think there's miles more to come from Saidu, and I'm sure that we're going to see even more from him going forward.
You wish you'd had a game at the weekend after a defeat. Always hear from players and managers that you want to get back out there as quickly as possible.
You could look at it like that, or you could say, look at Wokin's form since they had their break. So a mini break for us, a little weekend, could work in our favour. But again, the Woking result at the weekend maybe puts ours into perspective as well. They seem like they're a good team in terms of what they're doing, well organised, athletic and powerful. So look, that's them things there can get you far in the National League. What we've got to do is find a balance between the technical players we brought in the summer and the physicality that we can bring to a game. And in the main, we've done that. But when we're coming off one or the other, the mix doesn't come to the performance levels we want.
Wrexham up next. Are you expecting this away from home to be one of your toughest tests of the season?
Yeah, it goes without saying, doesn't it? It's that they expect promotion. They want promotion. They haven't started as well as perhaps they wanted to. But they were mighty unlucky on Saturday with what happened. So I'm sure they're itching to get back out there and to put that right and get those 3 points in the bag. So we've got to be aware of that. We know what's coming, but also we know what we can bring. And I'm really looking forward to actually watching the game, because I think it's a good marker for how far we've come. And it's a good testament to where we are and what we want to do.
Obviously played them a couple of times after you took over last season, a 2-1 win at home, a 0-0 draw away, so close games. What, if anything, can you take from those encounters into this one?
No, I think it'll be a completely different game. They've brought quite a few in, haven't they, recruitment-wise, and we've obviously added to what we had. I think there's 2 different styles now. I think we've tweaked our style a little bit as well, and they've gone for a completely different style of play under their new manager. They play for a lot for territory. They'll ask a lot of questions with forward runs, and we've got to match them. That's why the physical box needs to come up a hell of a lot than what it did the second half against Woking, but I'm sure it will. Whoever starts, both got strong lineups, and these are the games you want to be involved in, and we're looking forward to it.